You are live, so, all right, then we need to go. We should be back up to here. So. I gotta count. I got 2 thumbs up, but I ain't got nobody. It says nobody in the count. Okay. There you go. Now we don't want any sound on this because it's gonna. Hello, everybody. Doing a little bit of just a couple things to get started here. So let's turn the sound off on this one. So that give chat. Hello, guys. Greetings from Arizona. Where in Arizona? I lived there for a while. Howdy, hello, welcome. If you notice, the doc did not make another live stream. He's not sick this time. He just kind of flaked on it. He hates these things with a passion. You guys kind of know he's kind of a quiet person and stuff. So he's been working on doing his channel and Maricopa. I lived in Scottsdale for 4 years, longest summer of my life. Greetings from Texas.
How do you say that? Versailles? Do you say that Versailles, Kentucky? Iron Duke?
So.
It's French.
It's French.
If you're out of Versailles.
But anyways, guys, so yeah, I'm glad to see you all coming in. We're up to 16 of you. Thanks for the thumbs up. And all that.
Hey, Robert.
So let's go ahead and ask your questions and talk about stuff. Today's been a very busy day on the lot. So far today, the 2020 John Deere with the loader sold, and then we sold the 5610 sold today also, and one of the D17s sold. So that's a very good day. It does seem here recently that when tractors sell, they sell in groups of 3. And then I'll have a month of nothing, and then they'll sell in a group of 3 again. It's strange, but it just seems how things have been going here recently. So I don't know what that's all about. But anyway.
The stuff that we got at the last auction, that was the stuff you sold, or?
I sold several pieces of that equipment we bought at that auction. I had a Mexican fellow come in and buy that Deering. I called it a chisel, but really what it is a straight shank cultivator. He put $200 down on it, was supposed to come in today and put the rest of his money and pay for it, and he didn't show, so I don't know what that's about. Probably come in Monday, so. But anyhow, guys, all right, 18 of you. So, but yeah, you guys got any questions or want to know anything, I'd be more than glad to.
Doug is asking an 856 IH.
Any 856 IHs? No, I don't. Well, wait a minute. What do we got coming in? What is it? That's a 986? Yeah, I think it's a 986 coming in here soon. Waiting on the CAD kit. Well, the CAD kit's come in. We're just need to put it in and stuff. And that girl will be coming to the lot. She's going to have a pretty hefty price on her, though. So, but yeah, that's just kind of how it is. So.
Paul's saying he doesn't see very many Olivers in our area.
No, we don't have very many Olivers in this area. And actually, I was in high school before I even knew what Oliver was. Well, no, I was probably middle school. And only that's because I found an Oliver 60 in a pasture one time with my grandfather. And he was cleaning the place up and we brought it home. And I don't know, we ended up selling it. So, but anyhow.
Jay wants to know if the head on a Pharma M is different from a 400.
I don't know. That's a doc question. I know the puller guys use a 400 engine to soup up M's and stuff when they're pulling, so it may not be. You know, I always just say try it and see what happens. It should work.
Oh my
Hopefully.
gosh, Robert, Robert's gonna make me read this long.
Okay, all right,
If we
Robert.
were all in top shape, if all of these tractors were in top shape and in the same price range, which one would you take? The IH 806, the JD 4020, Case 930, MF 1100, AC 190 XT Oliver, 1955 T-Ford 8000. What would you take?
The 930.
Why? Because
Well,
it's a case.
Wow. Because that's the one I'm the most experienced with, and I know it'll last you forever. If you take care of it, you're gonna have two problems with it. And the whole time you own it, the power steering's gonna be weak, and the brakes are gonna be crap. But everything else is always gonna work. Every time you need to use it, no problems. And that motor will last forever if you take proper care of it. And it'll give you every bit of its horsepower and then more sometimes. So yeah, that's why I would go 930 every time.
Jason,
And the parts are very easy to get for, besides the power steering pump. 806 is a damn good tractor, and I have run an 806, and it would probably be my second choice on that list. My probably the least two I would go with is either the Ford 8000 or the John Deere 4020, and that's just because I've run the neighbor's 4020 and I hated that thing. And I don't really like John Deere a whole lot. I'm not a big Johnny fan. I got nothing against him. I'm just not a big Johnny fan. I almost bought a 1100 Massey one time for the farm, and then me and Dad decided to go with a 930 instead. And then we ended up buying a different tractor because the dealer wouldn't honor the deal that we originally made. So that's where the 1066 came from. So, but anyhow, with two Oliver 770s.
Not sure where
Diesel.
Kevin said he was from, but he said there isn't too many Olivers over there. Kevin, where are you from? Let's see if we can find here.
But yeah, 930s are the best. Darn right. Massey tractors, occasionally, yeah. I got some coming up, and you guys will see those here in the future. Sis is messing things all up over there on her computer.
What is the value of a Case 226 lawn tractor?
226. Those things will bring $500, $600, $700 now if it's in good running order. And Christopher Juniorman is really good with that stuff, and he'd probably tell you in the right markets you could get $1,000 or more out of it. So they'll bring good money. But
Dale wants to know if I am your wife. No, I'm
no,
not married.
that's why she's called sis.
No, we've
No.
just known each other for
thousands of years.
24,
1,000,
no,
4,000 or 5,000, yeah. Yeah, long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we run into Silver King tractors? They're rare in mass.
They're rare everywhere, and that's one of the things about them. But there is a government site that we use to buy tractors off of. And the other day there was a Silver King in Kentucky that was like been shedded its whole life, barely used. And I watched it. I didn't bid on it because it was all the way in Kentucky, and it would have been a little bit difficult to kind of go get. But I watched it till it came to the end of the sale, and it brought like $3,800, and I don't know if that's cheap or a good price for them. I just I haven't seen enough of them sell to really know.
Do we ever encounter any white tractors?
Occasionally, and I haven't had any on the lot, and we haven't done much with them. But Joe, my partner and good buddy, and my buyer, when it comes to a lot of these tractors, I send him out to do a lot of that. He really likes them, and he has several white tractors that he uses on his little farm and stuff. And I think a couple of those are eventually supposed to come up to the lot. They haven't yet, but they're supposed to.
I'm probably gonna mess up this question.
Okay.
Is a 1944 Pharma and dual fuel built on rubber from the factory dyno at 52 horsepower with little to very little elongation in the drawbar, and it is the factory drawbar. Is that worth any money?
Yeah, that would be, I think that tractor would have would have some value to it. I wouldn't call super serious value, just because Pharma M's kind of have like this area that they bring even in their completely restored through and all. But yeah, that's not a tractor you want to let slip away. If you're into farm malls and you collect them, I definitely purchase that tractor. I wouldn't give three or four grand for it, but if you can pick it up at a decent price, definitely, that's a tractor to have.
What experiences have you had with foreign, here today, gone tomorrow brands like Belarus,
Well, Belarus,
Long?
I have a long that we're working on. Belarus is still here, and you can still buy a brand new Belarus tractor in the United States. Right now I have this one called Earthmaster, I think it is. It's made by the Pharma company. I don't know if I can say it. It's from China, and they sent 2 container loads of tractors over to a dealership in Colorado who was going to sell them for them. They didn't sell very good, and they pulled out. And I needed this tractor, I need a clutch, and the company's no longer in business. The main company, I guess, is no longer in business in China, so we haven't figured out what we're going to do with the thing. But I've had Belaruses on the lot. They sell really good. I've always liked them. Very, very, very simple tractor, solid power, and a Belarus is one of the very few companies that if you've got a 50-year-old tractor and the rear end goes out, they'll send you a rear end. They still exist. Longs are just crazy. They have a crazy history. They're built by 2 different companies at the same time. You either get one that was built by Fiat, or you get one that was built by, I forget the other name of the company, in Romania. It's a crapshoot, and I'm kind of regretting buying the long that we do have that we're trying to get fixed up. But yeah, kind of my experience there.
I didn't know there was David Brown tractors. I thought there was David Bradley tractors.
Well, no, David Brown actually is the family that built the David Brown tractors are actually the family that founded the Aston Martin car company.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but do I have any David Browns?
Are there any in our area?
There are lots in our area. They're all over the place. You don't get into the older ones. About 65 or so, I think, is when they started shipping to the United States, and you'll kind of find them from that point on. If you find anything older than that, it was somebody bought it in England and brought it over here, or bought it in one of the Commonwealths and brought it over here. But they're here. I got a 880 that we're working on for the lot that I bought a long time ago, but the power steering pump's bad in it, and I haven't been able to find parts for it. So we've kind of come to a halt on that project for right now until I figure out what I'm going to do with that.
Where do we pick up most of the tractors?
Tractors come from multiple places, farm auctions. We do estate cleanups where a lot of the tractors and equipment comes from. I also buy a lot of tractors off of a lot of government sites. The government will run a tractor for 5, 10, 15 years, and then they have to get rid of it, no matter how many hours it has on it or how good a condition it is. And so they go on this one government website, and I buy a lot of tractors from that. All the New Hollands on the lot come from there. I'm trying to think of I bought several. I got the Ford in the shop getting the clutch right now. Came up from there. A lot of tractors come off of there, and usually they are in really good shape, and they can go straight onto the lot. Occasionally they need TLC and clean up. It just depends on what department they came from and how hard that department used them.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and I can only have them.
Sounds like a waste of money.
It is a waste.
They only use it for a certain amount of hours and then scrap it. Not scrap it, but then get rid of it.
They sell and then they get a whole lot of new tractors. I don't know, it's just how they do it. It's weird.
It lasts for 100 years.
Let's see, guys. Yes, Belaruses are not bad tractors, no. They got a bad rap, though.
Thank you, Jay.
And if we need to back it up.
Good to see you, Carrie. Is there a specific site William wants to know?
Specific site
For the
for
government.
the government, you just kind of have to get on there and look. I use one called Government Gov Deals, and then there's two others that they use. I don't remember exactly what they're called. So
Robert says that David Brown was Harry Ferguson's European business partner, but as was the case with Henry Ford, Harry Ferguson and David Brown had a falling out too. Oh, Mooney Man says, I have a working power steering pump from a David Brown 880 if you're interested.
get a hold of me later. Through Crazy D's Equipment on Facebook or whatever, yes, I'd probably be interested in that. For sure. But, oh, guys, they're getting carried.
So she requested you so to come up and help fix the equipment.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah,
Hello from Florida.
from Florida. So, hey guys, just a real quick piece of business, and I think you've all probably seen this in the past videos. We're getting, come January, February 1st, I want to relaunch a whole bunch of new stuff in the Crazy D Equipment live stream, or not live stream, Teespring store. And so we're going to wipe out everything that's in the store and just put up all new stuff. Sis is going to help me design all new shirts and stuff, if she likes it or not.
Yay.
but I want to get rid of what's in there. So guys, there's right now I'm running the special all the way up to I think like the end of this year. But go in there and look and see if there's anything you guys like. Put in the code capital D or capital C, capital D, capital E 21, and that will give you like 15% off of everything. And that's as much as I can do without giving away everything for free, the way Teesprings works. But go in there, check it out, see if there's any shirts you want, tractor shirts, because all those are going to be gone here really soon. Here soon, I'm going to start just one shirt at a time, deleting stuff and working our way through. You know, this is your only chance to get a Crazy D shower curtain, or get your wife some Crazy D yoga pants, or what are they called?
Not for Christmas presents.
I think they make great Christmas presents.
Oh my God. May as well get her an iron.
But anyways, guys, yeah, just a little piece of business for us all there. So.
So Outcast Projects is asking, are there any good auctions coming up? There are, and I'm gonna miss them all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss every
We've created
single
a
one.
new monster. It's great.
I wanna
Go check out Griffin. There's an auction tomorrow that me and Junior Men are going to go to, so we can film it. I probably won't buy anything, but we definitely want to film that one. And then they got an auction next week, and that's pretty good. And then, you know, this is just the beginning of the fall auction season that runs to about mid-November. So we're going to get hit with a whole bunch of them here pretty soon. So.
let's see here. How did you start out?
How did I start out? When I was, oh God.
A wee little lad.
A
teeny tiny baby.
When I was in grade school, I sold my 4-H project at the 4-H auction, like, you know, every 4-H'er has ever done. And I took the money from it, and I think my dad was wanting me to really, I think he was really wanting me to go and buy more pigs and keep building that. But I went to an auction with my grandfather, and there was a tractor.
That's where it all starts.
It's always my grandfather.
It all starts with granddad's and auctions.
Granddad and auctions. But he went to an auction with him, and there was a tractor going really cheap, and I ended up buying it without anybody's permission, and no one was real happy with me at the time. But I took that tractor home, Me and my uncle Craig, which you've seen some of the videos, we got it cleaned up a little bit, and I turned around and I sold it for 3 times what I paid for it, and I've been doing this ever since.
Right.
Yeah, I realized that's where the money was. It's not in livestock. This is where the money is, and that's why I've been doing this since I was about 11 or 12 years old. So even when I lived in Arizona, I was doing this. So just not on the scale that I can do it now. But anyways.
Yes, hooked. Hooked would be, yeah, hooked. There was, Robert's asking what type of farming operation type, scale, et cetera, does your company serve?
Mostly I do, farm equipment wise, we kind of focus on the small acre guys, my horse people, people with anywhere from 90 acres to, to just need to mow my yard. I don't really get into stuff for the great big guys, but yeah.
We did have fun though, putting the kids up in them at the fair.
Yeah, they did enjoy that stuff quite a bit.
They had a great time.
We got some stuff slipping away here.
If you want to lose money, buy milk cows.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Somebody else is asking about Doc. So
Doc just
what
played.
had happened was he's flaked on us like 2
He's
twice
yeah.
at least.
So the first last live stream, Doc was very sick. He was, and I was giving him crud about it, and I kept teasing him about this time. But he hates these things. He really does. He's just not that kind of person. He doesn't want to,
He's not really people-y.
He's not people-y,
But
no.
he's so smart.
Yeah.
He knows so many things.
When he's working in the shop, he wants you to go away. He wants you to leave him alone. He'll get it fixed at his time, at his schedule. And when he's done, and it's done. He doesn't like people standing over him or working with him. That's why a lot of the videos are us figure out what's wrong, and then the next video might be, okay, we fixed that, because Doc doesn't want me there or Junior Mint there working on it with him if he's going to fix it. He wants to do it by himself. So, and he's just not a people-y person. In his channel, he's been trying to build a channel of his own of repairs, but it's not going super well for him, but he's really trying, and he's made some pretty good ground, but anyhow.
Let me see.
And he is getting better and better in front of the camera. He's not just grunting and making noises like he used to.
Elevators of Steel City says, I heard that you have a 91 Ram with the 12 speed coming?
With the night?
Am I reading this wrong?
I have, with 12 valve, yeah.
Oh, 12 valve?
Yeah, 12 valve, that's what it says, yeah. The old Sheila, she's still sitting out back. I have no idea what's gonna happen with that truck. That motor is solid as could be, but I haven't done anything with it in years. The rest of the truck is wore out and shot. The transmission doesn't shift through any gears anymore, but reverse, and it pops out of all of them. The body is shot. You sit in the driver's seat and your butt sinks all the way to the floor. So the front end's like this. It's totally wore out. The rear end is shot. It's dead. The motor's the only thing we're saving out of that truck. Okay, we're getting behind on questions.
We are not. Everybody's just chatting.
Everyone's just chatting.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Goodbliers just come and said hi.
Yeah, and Old Fashioned Farming.
Old Fashioned Farming's in here.
Outcast
Projects is in, yeah.
Hello to everybody we missed. Thank you all for joining.
Yes. From Southern California.
There are a lot of auctions. It's this weekend and next weekend, I believe. There's a lot of really good estate sales around our area, but unfortunately, I am way too busy. Yeah. So you're gonna have to buy some stuff for me.
Well,
I forgot to tell you till just now.
Well, it depends, because I might not go to those sales that we looked at, because if you're not going, then I'll go to different sales. So, well, I'm gonna go sell some more of my stuff than go to sell your stuff, because I'd rather go and go buy equipment than look at furniture.
That's
so
fine.
I don't need furniture.
Well, yeah, you do. We need to keep filling up the tractor room.
It's good.
Oh. How far would you drive for a tractor auction, and what is the farthest you've driven for a tractor auction?
The farthest I've ever went is, I don't even know. I kind of make a rule of a 200-mile radius just because I have to haul this stuff back and I don't want to haul any further than that. I mean, I have drove out to Arkansas and I've gone out to Iowa and other places like that, but I don't want to go any more than that because eventually I have to haul this stuff back. So I don't want to get too far out. It gets a little bit of a pain.
Okay, so tractor height. Did you ever make it to your tractor show after getting a flat tire?
No, we called it a day.
We did not get to go.
So by the time we got the tire fixed, the show ended at 4. By the time we got the tire fixed, it was 1:30. We had
It was
another.
like 12.
It was like 1.
Like,
It was like almost 1.
yeah.
We still had another 2.5 hours of driving yet to get to Liberal, and I just called it. I said, just turn around, let's go back home.
It was a good day though. It
It
was
was.
a good day sitting
It was.
down in western Kansas
It was
with
quiet.
nothing. Like it was super nice.
It was nice, it was quiet, and we found a really good place to eat. So if you're ever in Greensburg,
Yes.
we highly recommend you stop at the Crazy Mule.
Yes.
So,
Yes, William, I just now went to, I've been denying you for 20 years that I'm not gonna go to no lame auction.
Yeah.
And refusing to go, like I haven't,
Now she's
I
addicted.
refused to go. Now I'm addicted because I didn't realize stuff was so cheap.
and it was fun.
And let me not say cheap, let me say
Affordable?
so affordable, because it's not cheap stuff. It's like,
It's really good.
it's really well built stuff.
Well,
And now I want to go every day. That's just a really good deal. You know, I could furniture everybody's home.
I know.
Everybody's home.
And they're not all that way, but yeah. So.
Let's see. Is there much demand in our area for small square balers, small manure spreaders, and full-type combines?
So the Amish love the full-type combines, depending on what they are. Small square balers, yes, huge demand for them. Small manure spreaders, huge demand for them. If you got a good small manure spreader in good shape, I wouldn't take less than $1,000 for it. And small square baler, depending on the condition, is going to be somewhere from $1,800 to, or it's going to be somewhere from $800 to $2,000, just depending on what it is. And it could be more. I don't know what it is. That makes a huge difference about it too. Full type combine, it depends on what it is. You know, if it's an old Alice Chalmers all crop 60, not really any value to it. But if it's a newer one than that, yeah, it has some serious value. But anyhow.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call people's stuff cheap. I didn't mean that. I just meant that I got really good deals because that marble inlaid coffee table I got for $10. Yeah, I didn't mean cheap. They're actually really well made.
The thing about the estate auction is something I've always said, and I think I said it in my very first auction video. It's a fun day, it's an enjoyable day, but it's also a sad day.
It's a somber day, yeah.
Because somebody's farm history or farm story came to an end. The grandpa died, uncle died, whatever, and the family is not going to farm that piece of ground.
It's an entire family's
Yeah,
farm history.
yeah,
It's not just like
yeah.
a person. It's
So
the whole
for some
crowd.
reason, if there's kids left or whatever, they're not taking it over. They're letting it go. They're selling the farm off, and letting it go. And and a lot of those places, like that one auction we went to, me and Sis went to, there was stuff on those trailers that was 4 or 5 generations back. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
all the way back to the 1800s, that family had been on that piece of property, and it is now no longer, after now, owned by the same family. It is now owned by a different family, or by different people who the history of the previous family most likely doesn't mean anything to them. They're going to make that place their own, which I don't blame them. I would do the same thing too. I'd make that place my own, set it up for my needs and stuff. But that history is gone. Yeah, that generation and generation and generation is gone. And that's just the thing. And the American farmer and the American family farm is dying a very sad and very quick death, and it's slowly going to be no more. And the farms that we have in this country are all going to be corporate owned, or they're going to be corporate farms. Even if they're family corporate farms, there's still a farm factory that way. It's a little bit different than mom and pa's farm. When it's five families together with 5,000 acres, and they run it like a corporation, not like a family farm. It's a total different thing. Not saying that's a bad deal. I'm just saying that it's not a family farm like that. It's a family business, or a family corporation is what it is. So, but anyways, that's, crazy soapbox for the night. So, but anyways, getting behind on some questions.
Sorry, Empire Tractor.
An Empire, I've heard of them, I've seen them, never owned one or driven one.
Ever run into one
No.
that ran like a Jeep, worked like a tractor?
Mm-hmm. They're kind of neat. I mean, I've had a leader, but I've never had an Empire. So, but.
What are your do's and don'ts when you go to the auction? I'll answer this.
Watch her get it wrong.
My do's are
Take my number.
take Dave's number, and
I don't know if you guys see in the video the way she bid. She took the number and she
You're
just
not
pulled it
asking
up,
for.
and she just pulled it until it got to the price where she didn't think it was.
Where I didn't want to pay.
We didn't pay more, and she put her arm down and walk away. And I'm like, that's really, I mean, it works, but that's not really how you bid.
It was hard to keep up because you only hear the numbers every hibbida.
Because you haven't developed auction years yet, because I heard everything you said.
I didn't, yeah, I didn't. I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
That's why I accidentally paid $15 for something that I only wanted to pay $1 for.
Well,
Yeah.
no, that's good. So.
What are your do's and don'ts?
My do's and don'ts: don't look something over quite a bit at the auction, because that lets people know that you're interested in it. And you're going to have that one guy that's going to run you up because he knows you're interested in it. Sometimes it's me.
Like, do you have a strategy, like don't bid first or jump the bid? Or okay, let me
I
tell
always
you guys,
like
do they see your face? I have to interrupt you. Because do they see your face when you had that like look on your face when you swiped the whole row?
I go.
I was just astonished.
Just my. I put my game face. That's my game face.
You didn't even look at that one guy, because that one guy came in and he was like, I think I'm gonna try to bid against it.
Yeah, well,
like,
I know.
Get out of here, one guy.
Red is an equipment buyer. I knew he was there. I knew what he wanted, and I knew what he'd pay, and I wasn't gonna let him have a damn thing. And I didn't let him have a damn thing.
I was like, oh my God.
I took the whole row home, and that was my plan from day one. I paid a little much on a couple pieces, but I needed to teach Red a lesson, and I did.
Yeah.
Not just to step back and just remember, when I'm there, I mean business, and there's going to be no deals. So that's how you have to do it. You just got to play the game.
But I didn't want. I mean, all the ladies there were so nice.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I couldn't give them that girl look whenever.
No.
But I kind of noticed that there was kind of a respect amongst people when, for example, when the sets of furniture were being bought, nobody else really bidded once somebody got the set. I mean, there was no auction jerks there, but I assume auction jerks would exist.
Yeah. Sometimes it's me.
Okay. How are William thinks that's funny. You could tell it wasn't that I didn't do it all the time. Let's see. Price of mind. How are the used equipment sales in our region?
Pretty good. I mean, I'm moving 5-6 pieces a week, so that's a good solid number for this time of year. Usually, we'll get into early spring and I can move 10, 15, 20 pieces a day. But right now, if I'm moving 5 pieces a week, and that's not a piece every day, that's just 5 pieces a week, I'm happy. Sometimes it's less. Here pretty soon it's going to get, if I move 1 a week, I'm happy. But the dead of winter.
Besides John Deere, what other brands of tractors have the best resale value?
International would probably be second. Massey has a fairly good resale value depending on what Massey it is. Alice Chalmers are getting weak. They used to be a good one, but they're starting to get really weak. Case, I don't know why, but they're kind of weak. But the worst is going to be New Holland and Ford. An 8N, 9N, 2,000, 3,000 will sell good for you. But anything else is going to take you some elbow grease to get it sold. And when we brought those New Hollands on the lot, I knew that it was going to take me some elbow grease to get them sold, and we're getting them sold with family. So, but yeah, those are kind of how the numbers work. Anyhow.
Gary wants to know if women are afraid to step on bugs and squish them flat. And he is a case man in Omaha, Nebraska.
All right. Very good.
Outcast said the lowest is the poor old underrated Molines.
Oh, and they're the bottom. They're almost not even worth buying. Even though I kind of like to have one on the lot just so I can say I have, because I've done Oliver, but I haven't had a good mini on the lot, and I haven't had a cough shut, and I haven't had. I know you crack up every time I say it.
No, I'm not.
You usually
I
crack
cracked
up.
up whenever I had to say it on the thing, but
Yeah.
I'm cracking up at Robert because he said he's out of questions, but he wants to see your best auction poker face or your best cat to say the canary auction face. You go first.
No.
Do it.
No.
I'll do it.
It's game.
This is how you did.
Whatever.
Yeah, you look mean. That's how you do
I
it.
had to. You have to back them up, man.
Owls cause a very severe problem for my farm. Do you have any advice for tractors that I can use to eliminate this threat? BB guns?
I have no idea.
I don't think you can shoot owls. Can you shoot owls?
I don't know. It depends on the state law and stuff. So some states you probably can, some states you can't because of dangerous species law. You know, I have no idea. I have no idea how to get rid of owls.
Gary says that owls hate a certain frequency. Huh.
And I think there's deals you can get at like the TSC or Orslins that for scaring off owls. I'd look into that first.
We have is the different diesel formulations affecting your equipment?
I haven't had any issue, no. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
What does that mean? I don't understand. What different diesel, like gas mixtures
Well,
and stuff?
you get different diesel throughout the year. I'm guessing is what you know. So I'm not really for sure how to explain it. So I'll be honest with you.
I don't have a poker face.
No.
If I get something and I really like, I guess I just
You
kind of
kinda
put my
knew.
face down, but I wanted to get really excited about it.
The next top 10 video, which you're all going to be voting on here shortly, will be Massey Harris. So we'll be doing that here in the next month or so. I need to get started on that script. It take about a month and a half to do a top 10 video script. And then we'll probably end up doing top 10s again through the winter. I'll let up on when things warm up and we get out of the shop, and then I'll bring those back because I've been getting hit awful hard in the comments of the videos that you guys are wanting us to do the top 10s again. So they're coming back. They're just going to come back through the winter months and then they'll go away. Because actually I slow down and it makes it hard to get content for twice a week, every week for a month through the winter months. So, but anyway, so yeah, they'll definitely be coming back.
Do you have any problems getting parts for an 8N Ford?
No, 8N Fords is probably the easiest tractor in the world to get parts for. You can get everything for that tractor and build it from scratch if you wanted to. Steiner, Yesterday's Tractors, eBay, any of those places, you can get everything you need for an 8N Ford. What are we laughing that I'm
He
missing?
said an auctioneer looked at me last weekend and said, now he's mad.
What am I doing with the Case D? Right now, it is parked in the garage at home, and fuel's been drained, and the maintainer is on the battery, and it will sit there till spring, and we get her out again. She got tucked away for now. I haven't decided what I'm keeping it no matter what. It is not going up for sale, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So
Oh, Tobias says you should start doing will it start videos with old tractors that's been sitting for many years.
we kind of do that sometimes, and I think we're going to do. I need to get a hold of Mr. Good Pliers. He has something he found that we thought about doing a will it start video on, so that we're going to collaborate on. I need to see what he's got going on and see if he still wants to do that. But yeah, I do some of those, and we'll definitely do some more. So I just never know what I'm going to have, guys. I never know what's coming in or what we find or stuff. You know, I know the barn find videos; those do stupid. The one with that stupid Continental 6000 is like at 80, 100,000 views, and then the one with the SC case, I think it's 30, 40,000 views. So I definitely probably should do some more videos of those. And we do get barn finds quite often. So, but anyways, what's Robert got there?
He said, thanks for a great presentation. Something just came to mind. Have you ever come across a German, I'm going to say this wrong, Unimog? The combination truck, tractor, backhoe, bulldozer? Dang.
I have
Like an
seen
transformer.
one of those, but that's it, ever. I do know of a guy down by Hayesville, Kansas, that has the Mercedes Unimog truck thingy bobber. I don't know how you even describe it. It's like a tractor, but it's a truck deal, and I've always wanted to check that thing out closer because that's pretty cool.
Is Christopher still collecting the garden tractors?
Yes, he is.
Where's he putting them? Out front?
Inside of the garage is full, and then he's sticking them at the.
No kidding?
He's sticking them at the farm. So yeah.
Okay. I'll have to go back there and check it out.
So,
Let's see here.
let's see. Well, Jim still collecting, and you know, he's wanting to do some more small engine videos, and I might let him do them on the channel. Also, he's wanting to do, pardon me guys, he's wanting to do a series of restoration videos on that RC he bought, and I might just give him the lead on that, and just do that as a series on the channel. Also, it's here sometime here soon, we will start the SIS tractor restoration thing. We just working it in the schedule. It's just getting it worked in the schedule. And that one might be one that she works on it, and then it might be a month before we get another video out of her working on it, you know. So what it'll be is me and Junior Mint will do a bunch of work on it in between, and then we'll come back to that point, or when she'll come back to whatever point and take it from there. So, but yeah.
The big international you're selling is a nice project, still a little bit out of my reach for the time being though, is what Outpost project says.
Which one? Which international is that, Cass?
The
big international. I don't know which one that is. Yeah. So, but yeah.
I'm gonna have to look up Unimog.
Yeah, I have to look them up. They're weird. They're just absolutely weird. So, but anyhow.
I heard a dog bark.
I heard a boom outside, and I don't know.
I feel like somebody shut the door out there.
Yeah.
It's almost Halloween time, so I'm freaking myself out.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's also just down the street a little bit is the high school football game tonight, so we might be hearing some of that. So, but anyhow.
Have you ever done anything with your Belarus tractor? Is that you?
What?
Just moving now?
Yeah.
I am freaked out now.
But yes, I have, and with Belarus, and I have nothing against them. I like them. I like them a lot. I haven't had one for sit on the lot in a very long time. But pardon me, guys. But
And Alka said, you said the guy took it to the field and it started knocking or the clutch slipped or something.
Oh, that's the big Alice tractor. The 80, what is that? What is that big Alice? The big Alice, that's the second tractor in the video with the long, right? Yeah, that thing might actually have a home, but yeah, it's a big Alice. I don't remember what the deal is.
What brand of garden tractors does Christopher prefer? I mostly stick with Cub Cadets, John Deere garden tractors due to ample availability of parts.
Junior Mint collects one with any garden tractor with a motor.
Does it have to have a motor for him to collect?
No, he
I
doesn't.
mean, honestly.
Yeah, because he'll find one to put in it. Yeah, he doesn't have a specific brand. He likes Alice. He likes Simplicity, or his two favorites, because he's an Alice. He loves Alice tractors and Alice stuff. But it doesn't matter. He'll drag them all home. Fords, Cub Cadets, Bolins, anything he can find. Anything he can find and drag home.
Should put his profile picture when he was little and on his first tractor. Oh.
A long time ago.
Belarus owners are usually happy with their tractors. The parts are pretty cheap for them too.
And easy to find, you know, and they're really not that hard to find. So, and Belarus does stand behind their tractors. So, for a company out of Belarus, you know, here in the States, that says a lot. But they have a horrible black eye. It just, you know, someone says Belarus, you know, I don't want that Combi tractor or whatever, and that's just sad. You're judging a book by its cover, and you're not actually you know, missing out on a good tractor. Now, someone says they don't want a long, there's a good reason.
Have you ever driven an old wire excavator?
Oh, no, I haven't. I haven't ever operated one of those, so.
If you ever come up on a Mayrath tractor, I know your buyer.
Okay.
What's your favorite Pharma tractor?
I don't know. That's a good question. Probably. I do love a good. I do love an F30, but you know, I'm not really a farm all guy. But I don't. You know, I don't want to see any. I'm not like, you know, let them all be scrapped or anything. So yeah, I did. You know, I had an F30. Was the very first tractor I ever owned. It was bought for me as a Christmas present when I was in 8th grade. And I started to restore it, and I never got anywhere with it. And I sold it to a guy in Nebraska, and he actually restored it and got it taken care of. And that was definitely a good thing, because it would have never happened with me. So I'm glad it found a good home. So
Simplicity 7016 with mower and tiller if Chris is interested.
I will tell him. I will tell him. So International CS&M, those are very good tractors, Robert. So,
let's see here. Every Belarus I've been working on here and there. It's really nice, super easy. Only has 300 original hours.
you did some videos on that, didn't you, Old Fashioned Farmer? I don't know if you guys have checked out his channel, but he has a channel, and it's has some pretty interesting videos in it. So, but you guys definitely should check that out at some point if
What's
you haven't.
the equivalent Pharma to a JD 4020?
To a 4020?
JD 4020.
Was it with the 806? I think the 806 would be. You know, I'm not for sure. That's a good question.
What's the value on a 1957 John Deere wide front end 730 with electric start?
With a 730,
Mm-hmm.
It's right here. With a front end electric start, diesel or gas, or I'm guessing electric start, so it's diesel. You know, the last one of those I had 3-point and stuff on it, and I sold it for $6,800. So if that gives you any idea, it's somewhere in there. So
It's a 1957. Does it matter? Does it matter if it's what stipulates the value? Is the value on a tractor stipulated by the demand?
well, yeah, I mean, you could have an absolute perfect Minneapolis U, and you're only gonna probably get $1,000 for it. But you can have a very beat up John Deere, let's say 430, and you could probably get 3 or 4 grand out of it just because of what it is. There's more demand for that John Deere 430 than there is for Minneapolis U. Nobody really wants a U. There's some mini collectors. They like their Minneapolis Molines, but most people just, walk by. There's an auction tomorrow. It's got 3 Minneapolis U's on it. Van Smith has having that sale, and I'm sure every single one of them, because they're all non-runners, will be bought by the scrap man, because there'll be no collectors there for them.
How did you end up with all the F12s you bought? Did they sell?
Yes, all that's gotten sold. What ended up happening with that entire Pharma collection?
Here,
The Wizards came in. What do you want me to do?
put an LS swap in a 1951 Ford 8N. Can you?
No, Dave, no. What we can do is that diesel 350 that you didn't want to put in the Cadillac. We could put that in an 8N Ford, and that would be fun. That would be a project, but that would be fun. But yeah, guys. So I don't remember what I was saying.
How'd you end up on all them F12s you bought? Did they
Oh,
sell?
yeah, what happened is all those F12s and all that F20s and all that big Pharma collection that we bought, we ended up taking that entire collection and putting it on auction time and selling them off that way. It just went so much easier for us, and they all came out for about what we would thought they were worth. So I was pretty. We were pretty pleased with that. So we got our money back and then some on it. So yeah. But they do want to LS swap the world. I run the phones in here for the Wizard all day, and I will get 3 or 4 phone calls. I'm running a lot and doing that, but I will get 3 or 4 phone calls. Somebody wants to LS swap something, and it's usually stupid. Let's LS swap my Yugo. It's ridiculous. And no, we won't do that. But anyways, we're getting.
No, we aren't. It's just child. Just about 10 acres and mostly open pasture. I'm looking for a basic tractor to mow with, ideally for 5,000 or less. What would your number one choice be?
So 10 acres, you're just needing a mowing tractor. Look for Jubilee or up Ford tractor. Just stay away from an N series. They would do it, but just look. If you could find a Pharma, MH 350, 300, 400, or whatever with 3-point, go with that. An 830, 730, 630, 530 case would be good tractors. You could probably find Small Oliver would be a good tractor. That's what I look for something in that ballpark, and you probably all those tractors. You most likely will stay under that $5,000 mark. You'll have some money left over, just buy some equipment. So.
What would a 1954 John Deere 40 in really good unrestored condition bring in our area?
In this area around here, you're going to bring. It's going to bring somewhere between 15 to 2,800. That's what it's going to bring around here in this part of Kansas. So.
Did Ford ever use the 300 inline 6 engine in any of their tractors?
I'm not for sure. And I'm not for sure what the motor in the. So I said in the video they used the Red Tiger diesel, which they did use the Red Tiger diesel in the Continental, but they used a different motor in the Commander. But that Red Tiger came out before the 600. But I'm not for sure. I don't know what the gas version of that motor is that's in like a Continental and stuff. I'm not for sure exactly what that is. I'd have to look that up, do a little research on that. So.
Is it hard to rebuild a TA on a tractor?
Depends on which tractor it is. Some of them you can get into fairly easy, get them done. The majority of them, no. No, it's not easy at all. That's why I have Fred do, or Floyd do them. So we take that kind of stuff to Floyd because he's got the equipment and time to do it. I don't. It's a big job. And that's why 90% of the international tractors with TA you find, check the TA, because most of the time it's out and farmers just work without it because it's such a pain and it's so expensive to get it fixed.
What's TA?
Torque converter, or torque amplifier, I mean.
Oh.
So Doc will explain it to you.
This 14 string started stringing off and then
Right.
Okay, I think we're at, are we up?
All right, guys, did it fix itself?
Oh, we're back, thank you.
All right, everything back. Okay, I think I got it fixed. I don't know what I did, but I fixed it.
Oh, goodness, okay.
All right, guys. Very good. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened. Technical difficulties, et cetera, et cetera. But anyhow. All right, where did we leave off at? What were you guys wanting to know?
The JD 420W, I don't think that they were able to get all the information on that. We don't know where we cut off at, guys, so.
Yeah, I don't know where we left off at, so let me know. And all right, so he's still buffering. All good now. Are you back?
Have we ever come across a Pharma Super MDB?
Not a V, because a vineyard tractor in Kansas would be next to impossible to find. I have had an MD, which is an M diesel, but not a V, not vineyard. That's something special. I mean, if you found one, buy it and keep it. Buffering again for Pharma Fanatic. How we doing over there? We doing okay?
Everything is fine on this. I think everything's okay.
Let me know if you guys are having technical issues. We'll try to deal with them as best we can. I'm not really the computer guru for this, so, but.
Still buffering. I don't know what to do unless you try another.
If he backs out and comes back in, maybe use it, because everybody else is still.
Oh, it's working for some.
It's working for most, so I don't know if you can hear me if it's buffering. So.
Let's see.
You found one for, ooh, good grief. That's, yeah, those are pretty valuable tractors, so.
What's your earliest
And it's
tractor
not running?
memory? You've got memories now. You didn't 2 years old or something.
Oh man, it goes back to 1,000 years. Hold on.
Your dad or grandpa or Craig, which one did you ride with first?
I remember my first tractor memory. I was probably about a year or 2 years old, riding with my dad as he dragged sheep huts across the field over to the 9 acres for the sheep, and are riding with Uncle Mark while he did field work, and him convincing that the TA lever on the 930 or on the 560 Wheatland diesel that we had was the self-destruct lever, and I was terrified of it until I was like 10 because I thought it was true. But yeah, so yeah.
Okay, I don't think Ronald heard us, and when we're talking about the JD 420 wide, 420W.
So I know we had some technical issues there, Ronald. I was saying that it's probably worth somewhere between $2,500 to $3,500 in rough condition. If it was really slick, it would be worth more. But if it runs good and the tires are decent and everything on it, it's definitely probably in that ballpark. They have a demand, and I would even probably list it at 4. You can always come down. Or if you're buying one and it's under those prices, nab it up. So.
Let's see. Oh, do we have any more tractor pulling competitions planned? Chris doesn't want to pull against me
Because you
he
lost.
won. I won.
You lost. You guys were tied. You had two tractors at the exact same size and the exact same horsepower to the letter. You guys sat there and spun out until I said stop. Christopher stepped on the clutch and you pulled him forwards, and then you're like, oh, I won,
Is
yeah.
that really necessary to take that victory away from me? Okay. If you would engine swap a tractor, how would you get the engine's clutch to fit with the tractor's transmission?
I have no clue. That's the boys in the mechanical stuff. They're the ones that do that stuff. I just stand there and ask stupid questions. I can mechanic, I can do all the basic stuff, but when it gets into anything complicated like that, it requires Junior Mint and Doc to figure it out.
Jeff would like to know what's the best way to remove his frozen beagle from the front tire of his Minneapolis Moline in a humane way, without the boot, in the middle of winter in Michigan. We don't know anything about beagles or Michigan winters, so
yeah.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, I have no idea what the humane way is, but that's not good.
I mean, just like,
I have no idea.
I don't know. How much would a nice condition Pharma 404 go for?
Oh, what now?
Nice condition Pharma 404.
It's hard to say. On the lot, I'd probably have that thing priced around $3,500 or so. So, you know, it's hard sometimes putting a value on a tractor without looking at it. I really need to see, you know, what's the tires like? Where's the oil? You know, how much is linking? How's it running? How does it sound? How's this? How's that? It all affects the value in the end. So it's really hard sometimes just to put your finger on it.
Eugene was at an auction that had a Pharma H with a Perkins diesel.
So after somebody swapped that in there, that would make a Pharma H actually pretty useful. That'd be kind of interesting. That'd be neat to see.
It sure would.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
You have no idea what any of that is, do.
No.
You were totally lost with that. Those were just words, right?
It's just
words.
Yeah. My dream is to buy an old John Deere Pharma and put in a Scania V8 or 6-cylinder diesel engine.
That would be something. You know, I know a guy out this way who has, you talk about doing modifieds on tractors. He has a John Deere, I think it's a Pharma B on the front and a it's a Pharma H on the front and a John Deere B on the back, and he's merged those two tractors together, and he likes to take them to shows. And then he has a Pharma H painted to look like a John Deere B, and he has a John Deere A painted to look like a Pharma M. And he likes to take those to show just because some guys find it funny, and some guys are aggravated by it, and are, why would you do that? Why'd you ruin a good tractor?
Like painting a John Deere red or something?
Yeah, because it's painted red to look like a Pharma, and we're back to buffering again. Hold on, give it a second. That seems to fix it. There it goes.
Old Farm Junk has a 404 for $400.
Well, there you go. And somebody was looking for one. Old Farm Junk 101. How many auctions you got coming up? Probably quite a bit up your way, isn't there? By the way, you didn't buy that David Bradley plow a few videos back, did you? Because I'd be interested in that. So, looks like we are doing okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, so they're still coming through. So I think just some people will keep buffering for us, some people are doing okay. So,
how many low ballers do you deal with on a daily basis?
Many. that 606, just for a little story real quick, that 606 out there, that tractor is in excellent condition. It's got brand new rubber on the back, it's got new rubber on the front. It does have a few hydraulic links on it. It's got new cylinders all the way around. I am asking $8,500 for it because that's what that tractor will bring. Had a guy come look at it this week, looked it over, told me that tractor, he looked up what they brought and they didn't bring more than $2,000. But he, with the condition of that tractor, he considered 25. And I told him to go away, basically.
You
But yeah, well, I said basically, I didn't say it like that. You know, that no way, that the price on that tractor wasn't budgeting, that it was solid at that price for that. So if you contact me and your first question on a piece of equipment is what's your bottom dollar, my bottom dollar is the price I was asking before you asked that. That's my bottom dollar. I'm done dealing with, I will not deal with you. If you contact me, you ask about the equipment and then ask about the price, I'm willing to deal. That's the whole point of this. But if you come straight out with what your bottom dollar is, you ain't getting a deal. The price is solid suddenly. So that's just how I operate.
I mean, I appreciate that people want to barter with pricing and
Yeah.
stuff, but I mean, when you go in to buy something like, you know, whatever you're buying, you know what the basic value is.
Yeah.
If you think that you can find it for cheaper, go on then.
And
You know?
my other pet peeve is do not contact me and want to trade me on a running piece of equipment, your broken four-wheeler, your video game system. I don't want your guns, even though some of them are valuable. I don't want them. I'm not a gun person. I have my black powders, and that's all I want. And don't try to trade me the broken '83 Chevy truck that's been sitting in your pasture for 5 years for a running tractor. I'm not making the trade.
Do you prefer Caterpillar or John Deere?
You know, probably cat. I mean, cats are fun. I like the Caterpillar, but you know what? John Deere are good too, but I really do like cats more. I'm not really much of a John Deere guy. I didn't grow up on them. I haven't run them very much. Run the Neighbors 4020 is about my only experience on really running a John Deere doing field work and stuff, and I hated that tractor. So all I wanted to do was take his tractor back home and go get my 930 and get the job done. But you know, yeah. Now, I don't, we do the tractor show, and we do a lot of stuff with Keating, John Deere, and Liberal. My aunt works for that dealership. It's one of the reasons why we're tied to it. And we very much, I have nothing against John Deere. Now, if you all watch the top 10 John Deere video, I put a lot of broke down John Deeres in that video. I did not do that on purpose. I was accused of doing it on purpose, but I thought those were good pictures. I try and I do those pictures for the top 10 videos to find tractors in all conditions. It's just I found a lot of pictures of broke down John Deeres, so I used a lot of them. So anyhow.
Okay, did the industrial equipment sales side of the lot ever really take off?
A little bit. I mean, I got a all-terrain forklift, and we got the Packer still hasn't sold. We did sell the dozer. I've had another dozer come in and out of the lot since then. I do know I got a gigantic wheel loader coming that Joe just bought, and I do got a couple skid steers that will be coming in the future. But one of them I'm going to use for a little while because we're working on cleaning up the farm, Craig's place, so I'm gonna need a skid steer with a grapple for a little bit, but yeah.
Well, what was your worst ever buy?
There's been so many. Right now, my personal opinion is the Massey 65 that me and Junior Man's been working on, and I may give up on that one, I haven't decided. Probably one of the worst ones I've ever come up with was I bought a D17 Alice on an auction. They said they had it running, but they couldn't get it started at the day of the auction. Find out that they never had it running, that the valves in the head were so wore out that when the doc took the valve cover off, we could wiggle the valves back and forth inside the head. I mean, they were just flop, 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 flop. And then it was also supposedly the clutch was out, and then the doc was working on it, and he grabbed the front of the motor out of curiosity for some reason, grabbed it there, and the crankshaft went thunk, 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 thunk back and forth. It was either broke inside or all the bearings were gone, and that's probably one of my worst buys because I gave too much for it, and there was no recovering it.
Do you require any type of secured payment with all the scammers out there when people buy from you, or do
So
you do?
if you write me a check, the tractor doesn't leave the lot until the check is cleared. I do not accept any electronic payment. It's either cash, check, and if you write a check, the equipment or the tractor does not leave until the payment is cleared. I will accept credit card payments on certain items, but that's it. And that's how I just have to do it. It's the only way to play it safe. So
Are you familiar with the International McCormick V250?
I have seen them, but I've never had one. I know that the B stands for British and stuff, I've always kind of wanted one. There was one for sale, it was just down the street from us when me and Sis lived in Wichita, and I always wanted to, I thought many times of buying it. Then I tried to justify what I was going to do with the tractor when I lived in Wichita in town, but I think it'd been a great lawn ornament or something, I don't know.
No.
Yes, it would.
And has the Wizard ever broken any of your tractors or vice versa?
No, the Wizard has
You
never.
guys usually keep pretty
Yeah, things are pretty separated. The Wizard has used a tractor to do his demonstrations on a video one time for what tools to buy and what tools not to buy and stuff, and I think they did good, and I kept giving him a hard time about rounding off all the bolts on the tractor, but he never did never done any damage or anything. So
have you ever considered selling new tractors?
I have. Well, we talked about it on and off, but I think I've told you guys before. I learned a long time ago. I sold skid steer equipment for Berlon, and I sold some other new stuff, and we just don't make any money at new equipment. By the time you buy the new equipment and you have your investment in it, and you mark it up as much as you can, you still. So, for an example, that I buy a plow on an auction, I give $200 for that plow. I could sell that plow for $400. So I have at least a $200 profit in it. I buy a brand new piece of skid steer equipment or a brand new tractor for, let's say, a new grapple is like $800, and for me, and then I can sell that thing for $900, $1,000. Well, the markup to the value doesn't pay out. So I'm in that thing, $800, but I'm only making $200, and it took me blank amount of time to sell. It just doesn't balance out. Where dealerships make their money is when you trade your piece of equipment in, and they give you $150 for your old grapple, but they turn around and sell that old grapple for $800. So I try to that's why I cut out selling new stuff. It doesn't balance out for me.
Are you moving any of the projects you have? Are you going to move any of it while the iron price isn't too bad? Are you getting rid of the stuff you'll never get to?
We've hauled off another load here recently. I had a whole bunch of broken plows that I didn't want to deal with, and not skid steers, but bush hogs that came in that the decks were absolutely shot. I stole the gearboxes off and the rear wheels and the PTO shafts, and I sent the decks in. So, but the price of iron is probably going to start falling again, to what they're telling me. So I'm kind of done for right now. I don't really have anything else to get rid of. I got some projects I need the boys to get off their butts and get done, but they'll get them done here soon, hopefully. So.
Any funny stories with you and the Wizard and Hoopy?
Not really. I don't have, I've known Dave forever, but I mean, Tyler, I talk to him a little bit when he comes in, and then he goes out, they go out in the shop, they film, they do whatever Tyler needs to do while they're up here, and then they leave. Then he leaves and goes on and does his thing. So I really don't have any funny stories from me, Tyler. You know, I don't have a lot of contact with Tyler when he's here. So besides when he's in the office. So, you know,
Have you seen the 350 diesel swap John Deere on YouTube?
no, I haven't. I'll have to look that up. So,
Oh, okay, so you can make a pretty penny on the cheap built grapple.
yeah,
It's
I
so
mean,
far from the big city.
yeah, you can. I mean, you guys can buy the cheap shiny ones, and they do sell for good. I was trying to sell really good stuff. I had Burlon, and that stuff was really, really well made, but I was in it so deep to be able to sell it, and I was the farthest southern Burlon dealer, you know. So down here, not a lot of people knew what Burlon was. They'd never heard of it. Now up north, I understand it's got a really good name, but down here, nobody had heard of it. So I was having a hard time building an audience for something, you know, and those things were actually better than the Case or the John Deere or the Bobcat ones. They were built so well, but I just wasn't building an audience. And then some of the other new stuff I sold, I was kind of not having that problem, but I was just what I was into it to what I was making just wasn't working.
Do you know why the Massey 135 with the Continental is less desirable than a 135 with a Perkins?
No, I don't. I mean, I've had them both ways. Um, just simply be you know, power and then the price and stuff for parts. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. That auction, that 165, that we talked about maybe buying that tractor, that has the Continental in it, and that was a really good motor and a good
That
tractor.
started right up.
That tractor
I mean,
ran
that
really
was
good.
no problem.
Yeah,
Are you into the antique tractor pulling scene?
I used to be, but not so much anymore because they just don't have them around my area anymore. We don't.
Didn't they just used to do them when they had when they had the swap meet?
We had
them
one
then?
at the swap meet. We don't have that one anymore. We used to have one at the state fair. We don't have that one anymore. We used to have one at the show at Gossel. We don't have that one anymore. There was one over at Old Settlers in Halstead. They don't have that one. I mean, even Belle Plaine had one with Tulip Time, and they don't have it anymore. So they're just unless I want to drive all the way out to eastern Kansas, and then they have one all the way out in Garden City. But I don't get to do that anymore.
You're right. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
No.
Have you ever had any problems with that since the equipment's on an open lot?
I haven't, knock on wood.
Cool Kev is in New York and wants to know how the food out here is. What do we like to eat? We like to eat just about everything. We like all the foods.
All the foods?
All the foods. What do we, I mean, it's like food. I mean, it's like country home cooking, like chicken fried steaks and mashed potatoes and I mean, we have barbecue and stuff, but
Yeah.
I want to go get a Philly cheesesteak, like a real one. That's what on my bucket list, okay? I want to go get a real Philly cheesesteak somewhere.
Marco?
Yeah.
Marco.
Mauricio.
Mauricio.
From Brazil.
Woo! So Mauricio has been with the channel since the beginning. And that symbol by his name means he's a member of the channel and he's a long-term member of the channel. So.
Well, hello to Brazil.
We highly, highly appreciate that. I know there's not a lot of you guys that are members, but every one of you guys that are, we totally appreciate everything. And thank you 180% for your support.
It must be easier and better to buy and sell tractors compared to cars. That's what Tobias says.
I am so glad that I don't buy and sell cars anymore.
What size of modern tractor would I have to buy today to match the performance of a 100 horsepower tractor of the 1970s?
You know, you could actually, about a 90 horsepower tractor today is going to do close to what a 100 horsepower tractor did there, but the only thing is there's going to be a torque difference, so it's kind of hard to say. You might need to go more horses or or if you go a little less horses, it's, you know, you're gonna have a whole better this than this, but you're not gonna have as good as this to this, yeah. You know, I don't know what you'd have to buy to match that. That's a really good question and kind of very interesting thought.
Old Fashioned Farming says, I'm getting close to starting my newly rebuilt diesel engine on my JD 410 backhoe. Any advice on breaking it in? I'm worried I'm gonna mess something up.
You know, that's, again, you need a dock. I'm not for sure. I would be the stupid guy that just jump on it and fire it up and throttle up and say, hey, look, it runs, and then screw everything I just did up. So you really need dock on that one, and I don't know what it would be, so.
I had all the other stuff. I had it all written.
Okay, I can't do anything. I thought I could do something special for Mauricio's comment, but I can't, so I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna mess it up, so. But anyhow, guys, so, any more questions? Anything else you guys wanna know? How long have we been at this? We've been at it an hour and 23 minutes. So, we're probably about an hour and a half here. We'll probably need to wrap
Are
this
you
up.
still selling cars for Dave?
No, I'm not selling cars for Dave anymore. Now, Dave will occasionally have cars for sale. The Wizard will have sale. Like right now, we have the 38 Oldsmobile that he bought, project car. He kind of lost interest in it, and it's now up for sale. I think he wants $14,000 for it, and it's totally worth it. I love to kind of have it myself, but cars back then weren't made for people. They all were like Sis's size, so it wouldn't really work well for me. So anyhow, but I think that's the only car we got for sale. And then here, sometime later, after Tyler gets done with car track or car issues, when that airs in February, the second season, then there'll be a bunch of more cars that we'll probably help liquidate for Tyler, and Tyler will liquidate a lot himself. So yeah, but that's probably how the car thing goes. So.
Want to say that's the channel? Thank you.
So, but yeah, it's, you know, it is what it is and how it is. So, but it's been, you know, now we'll probably do another live stream, guys, around Christmas, probably after Christmas, before New Year's, and that time, so I can find a really silly hat for Sis to wear when we do those. She hates that so much. It's so funny. But
You gonna buy a gooseneck load of mulloons tomorrow? We need to get a gooseneck trailer.
I have one. I just need to get it fixed.
Does anybody want to give us a gooseneck?
And then I need to get a truck to pull it again, because the old white Ford just doesn't quite do it anymore. She's just too many miles on her.
Are you-
Getting wore out.
Are you seeing any trend in the used equipment prices as a whole? Example, prices trending up or down since the first of the year?
Everything's going up. Used cars are going up. Used equipment's going up. Used tractors.
Trucks are stupid.
Yeah, because I've been looking for a new truck, and I've quit for now. It just, all of it's going up.
Okay, we're gonna have to go through these quick, because they're going in fast.
Okay.
Okay, speaking of the new equipment, are new equipment companies willing to consign new units to dealers, or are they strictly purchase wholesale?
They all pretty much work strictly purchase wholesale. Nobody just consigns stuff. It will do that anymore. They used to, they won't do it anymore. They want you to purchase X many pieces of equipment, so many dollars. You have to fill out this whole freaking deal for credit report, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, before they'll even sell you the equipment. And then you will,
You'll be owned by the dealer.
yeah, they'll say, okay, you can buy this so many pieces of equipment or this amount of equipment from us. And no matter how much money you have, they'll set a limit how much they feel safe with you purchasing from them. You purchase that amount, and you need to resell it and recoup your money. That's how they all do it.
Did you sell that mini Mitsubishi tractor?
No, I'll tell you what, I'll knock it down to $1,500 if somebody wants that thing.
Mauricio wants it shipped to Brazil.
Sold. Yeah, the shipping on that would be
I'm just kidding.
horrible.
I made that up.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying, the poor man, the shipping on that would be horrible.
What are the Gleaner combines on the lot?
So the Gleaner combines in the back of the lot belong to the dealership behind me. J&H is an Alice Chalmers dealer. They've been an Alice Chalmers dealer since the 1930s. And those are their Gleaner combines for parts. So, and we actually have a good relationship with each other. I will go over there and buy Alice stuff, and if they get trade-ins that they don't feel that they want to resell on their lot, they'll talk with me and I will handle that for them. So yeah, we have a good relationship with them. So we're not really competition with each other. He'll have people show up looking for a certain tractor, and he's like, yeah, over, you're not there yet. So, but
We have about 5 minutes left.
we got about 5 minutes left.
Oh, Mauricio's moving to Belgium?
Oh my goodness. Gee,
Wow.
grief. That's quite a move.
Yeah. Been the best of the dog. I hope he starts feeling better.
Well, he's not sick.
Yeah, we're not lying for him.
We're not lying.
He's not
Well, he was really honestly sick last time.
Yeah.
This time he just blew it off. He didn't want to do it. He doesn't like doing these, and he just didn't feel like doing it. And that's perfectly fine. That's his choice, his deal. You know, we're having fun. No, you don't. So I have to do this by myself.
Did you do that?
Yes, I did. You're okay. Calm
You know
down.
what it is? My friends stop by and they're like, go to this haunted place with me and do these haunted things with me, and it just got me really creeped out. I don't know why.
You didn't do them, did you?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Just the thought of it though, because Halloween's coming up,
Oh.
I want to do a haunted house this year.
Yeah.
What kind of trucks or cars do you like?
Not really.
Tell you what I don't like. I don't like that rental car out there, 2021, that likes to vibrate when I accidentally go over the line, or if I'm doing 25 over on the speed limit, the whole steering wheel.
To let you know that you're speeding.
We don't like the new ones, cool Kev.
Yeah.
That's what we don't like.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of a Ford or Dodge truck kind of guy, and cars, I've always been big on like Hudsons and Nashes and the oddballs, really, Studebakers. And I think I have a Studebaker coming into the shop here at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of cool. So.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys. Well, guys, I think we're coming to the end. It is just a couple more seconds, and we've been doing this for an hour and a half. I just kind of, thank you guys so much for watching the channel. We so appreciate every bit of that. We'll keep them coming if you guys keep them watching, and we enjoy every bit of it. So real quick, we'll answer a couple last little questions if we have any here.
What'd you do? Oh,
nothing.
buffering.
Really bad over there, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, the computer is starting to just give us trouble, so I'm going to call it a night. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you later. Damn it. And
It just ended really, really fast. Did it end?